episode 4
Yeah.
of After Dark. No, it's...
What weird way to do 4?
No, 6.
What's that?
Oh.
6.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to start that again?
No. There's no cuts. There's no cuts. We keep this
Fuck
shit
it,
in.
it's a shambles. Let's just start as we mean to go on. It's all bollocks anyway.
We were... hope you all enjoyed the podcast. I know Andy did. Before we get to that, we were talking about Vagina Candles. Penny, would you like to explain?
Gwyneth Paltrow has made some candles. One that smells like her orgasm. I don't know. I didn't know orgasms smelt or that they were different
Sweat?
smells.
Slightly musky.
Slightly weird.
And then one that smells like her vagina. These
tuna.
can cost you $75. But this is my question, right? You know,
Yeah.
like, how do they
No.
capture smells?
Yeah.
No, but like, so you got like, Lewis used to have a candle that smelled like leather. How do you capture the smell of leather?
Seasoning.
Seasoning?
Season it with leather. That's all you do.
Season, salt and pepper.
You don't
Presumably
put,
the ones
like, you
that's-
don't put sprinkle leather into it, do you? There's a way that they can collect smells. I can't remember how they do it. But now I've got like a horrible image of them like hoovering her vagina to collect the smell. Like I kind of want to know. I don't want to know what the candle smells like, but I kind of want to know how they collected that smell.
Do you think it gets clogged up when they're hoovering their vagina? Like they have to empty it because like it gets suction.
Too much smell.
This reminds me of a Chuck Palahniuk short that I will not be mentioning.
Oh, I know the one in the swimming pool.
Wasn't Guts? No, it was a different one.
Oh,
So
now I'm intrigued, but also not.
will you not be purchasing their candles for us to have maybe a review on After Dark?
No, I'm not. I don't have $75 to smell on a vagina candle.
All right.
If anyone wants to send us any, I'll review it.
Just unless she thinks her, you know, like when they make perfume and they'll have little bits like put some rose in and put some stuff in, and but where do they get the vagina smell?
Well-
Unless Gwyneth Paltrow's like, my vagina smells like
flowers.
lilac.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
what it
which
is
is
that
bullshit.
it's not gonna exactly smell what it smells like. It's gonna smell like nice or something. And she's like, yeah, that's how it smells. No one knows but me. Blah blah blah. That's probably what it is. But
It smells like bleach.
probably it could smell like bleach. It could smell like I don't know, like leftovers. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Leftovers. Well, just like half a fucking
know.
packet of cheese and onion
Who's
quavers.
who's she married to? She married to anyone?
Cole. Oh, she was married to Coldplay.
She was
now, but she's
married
not anymore.
to Chris Martin, and then they
Oh God!
consciously uncoupled.
Of all the people.
There are videos on YouTube. Sorry, we probably should have thought this earlier about her explaining her candle, and then there is a man doing a review of the candle.
A man doing a review of the candle. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
He's like, this doesn't smell like my vagina.
Apparently, she said to Jimmy Kimmel, it started as a funny joke.
And
And
then
literally on the candle, it says, this smells like my vagina. That's like what is on the candle on the label.
speaking of funny jokes, what usually happens that you guys don't see is after, this has happened since Double Down, to be honest, but since after I explain Neil Breen films, Andy has to go away to his happy place. If you remember the Happy Gilmore happy place, that's probably what it is, like he explained. And we had a bit of a break in between. And then I discussed with Andy when he came back, what is it that you don't like about it? He couldn't really pinpoint it. He just said, Neil. What is it? Just because he's smug and he likes himself so much and stuff? Or is it like
I don't know.
his
I
acting?
genuinely don't know. I mean, I think it's just that it's really badly written. He tries to put too many plot points in that don't make sense, and it's just fucking terrible.
But
He's
when,
always got to make himself the star. I just wish he would fuck
Keeper,
off.
though.
but when Penny brings a
Keeper if you're
film,
the star.
yeah, when Penny or we bring any other film, you seem to be absolutely fine with it. But
Dan's jealous.
like it's something that's on similar shitness. Let's just say.
I think the difference is that Penny doesn't show us the clips and stuff. Like the
Too much.
I
was
asked
the
you
one-
guys, did you want to see clips? Yes, overwhelmingly.
I did.
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't gonna stop Penny from seeing them.
Next time I won't. I don't think. I think I'll just explain it because there's too
Yeah,
much.
but
to
I'll
get
know
through.
it will annoy me because it's Neil Breen. Like, I'll be ahead
Yeah,
of the
it's too late
curve.
now.
I'll just fucking picture his fucking trash bag face
Well,
and just get annoyed about it.
I don't know when it's going to happen next, but the next film is called Pass Through. Something you get after having a bad diarrhea, I think. Pass Through. Came out in 2016. This is just a short synopsis of it. Let's see if it's any good. A entity from the future travels to modern day Earth. Wait.
Wait, we just watched this one.
Yeah, no, this is the next one. He got very religious or something, it seems, after this one. But you got to remember, Fateful Findings was in between. So, sorry, it went like double down.
Okay.
You are not here. What is it? I am here now. Fateful Findings, and then Pass Through was after
Wait,
Fateful Findings.
hang on. So, Little Terrorism.
Yep.
God
Almighty.
Cube.
Laptops. Should we call Fateful Findings? What is
Which was
Fateful
the
Findings?
Fateful Findings the one with the cube?
Yeah, Cube. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Cube, and then
Well, let me. So
Okay.
he goes to Earth to wipe out 300 million bad people and usher in a new
But
era of peace.
he already killed all the 5 bad people.
Yeah, he realized his mistake in the previous film, so now he's got to redo it.
I mean,
How's he going to kill them? With a little terrorism?
I don't know. I'm excited to find out, though, and I'm sure everyone else is.
And he isn't.
he always has some stupid fucking object in every film.
He does.
That has very little
Ball,
relevance, but then always turns up
cube.
in the final scene like, oh, this is really important, by the way, like the fucking bowling ball. In fucking Double Down, he had that stone that then turned his wife into a zombie or whatever.
But the thing
Oh,
is,
yeah.
they don't make any
And in-
sense. Like they call back to it every time. But it's just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a thing that has power because it does.
I still don't know what the cube does in Fateful Findings.
It was a
Like, I have no idea.
it was representing the girl and the boyfriend, so Neil and the girl's like friendship. I think. Remember there was a ghost thing that was going on as well. And
Yeah, but
I don't know.
that could be anything. They could have been playing with a frisbee, but he's not going to fucking disappear into a frisbee, is he?
It's-
And that's what he does with the cube.
It's-
He's in some big giant fucking black box, like it's
he's in a bin bag.
Suddenly, some Yeah, he's in a shit bin bag, like it's some representation of like the afterlife and his connection with this woman who he hasn't seen for fucking ages. It's bullshit.
The thing with Neil
It's
is
fucking terrible.
with Neil is that I think he's one of those people who believes his own bullshit.
Free.
He believes what he's creating is art, and because he has such a following, he obviously doesn't.
enabling him.
Yeah, he's being enabled. Like, I should make more of these. Obviously, people are not watching his films for the art aspect and all this kind of stuff. But I think in his head, because when he talks about it, it seems like he doesn't care what people think, but he also doesn't acknowledge that people watch his films to laugh at them because they're so shit. He thinks other things, like, oh, they're great. They must be great. Like, everyone's watching them. So
I want to
That's
hang
what
out with him
annoys
in
me.
Vegas. I'm putting it out there, Neil. Let's go for a drink when I go to Vegas.
I should
next.
go for a
I tell you
drink.
what, Pen, if we go to Vegas and we bump into Neil Breen, I am not going to be held responsible for my actions, but I will probably also not be coming back to the UK for a long time.
You did a tour here once.
Just
We
Just
can't
feel
talk
like
about
it's
his movies though,
problematic.
because then he'll know we laugh at them. So we'll have to talk about something else.
that's what I don't understand. Like, he thinks they're giant art pieces, and they're so metaphorical, and there's such a message behind everything. Oh, it's all about the environment, and people just don't give a shit about that. They would just rather laugh at how fucking wank it is.
Yeah, but it's
But-
subjective. It's just him putting it out there. It's your opinion.
About
Is that shit?
Birdemic.
Yeah, Birdemic sounds like a good example. It's shit.
It's
Yes.
like
Good
candy.
news.
If you hate his face, that is also fine.
The good news is the cat has just sat next to me, so I can still reach her and stroke her, which is quite helpful.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Literally mental breakdown. Fucking hell. Yeah, I don't think it's Neil's problem. I think it's you. I just think you need to accept him for what it is. I'm just saying.
I think it probably is.
You just need to accept that he's here and he brings a lot of joy and laughter into the world. Maybe not to you, but to other
Dan.
people. But to Dan.
But he's not intending to bring laughter. He might be intending to bring joy. He just fucks it up.
Yeah,
But
doesn't make him a bad person. It's just that,
I didn't say he was a
He's
bad
trying
person.
his best.
yeah. and he fails miserably, and that's why it's funny.
That's cruel, though.
Oh, yeah.
I want to meet him and I want to help him with his next movie, make it better.
I think it's because he takes everything so seriously.
That's why I love it.
Like, and Birdemic suffered the same, but then the fucking terrible birds just made it funny. But I just feel like Neil Breen makes everything so serious.
But that's the thing. With
for no reason.
Birdemic is a great example. When Birdemic 1 came out, they had no one, like, it was a brand new thing. No one knew it came out. And when it came out, everyone fucking loved it because it was so bad. When number 2 came out, they were self-aware that the first one was bad. And they intentionally made it bad, which made it bad. With Neil...
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, with Neil, he's acknowledged that people laugh, I guess, at his films, but he carries on without trying to be bad. It's just this natural talent of just being like,
ooh,
what happened to your lights? Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, my light
Neil
broke.
Breen coming up behind you at night.
It looks a bit like Host.
As
the internet goes.
Yeah, Neil Breen, his talent is possessing the talent of knowing that his films, or having like reception of his films, knowing that people watch them to laugh at them, but still maintaining that shit degree of badness in every fucking film. I think that's what we call Breenius. It's just Breenius.
Honestly, I cannot deal with it. As I said, I will probably smash up my own house and drop kick the cat.
Can't wait to
if we have to watch them together.
We might.
I'm going to look after Marcy.
Yeah, you'll have to put me in a safe box if we're going to watch a film with him.
I'm filming.
Anyone got an Andy size straitjacket?
Yeah,
that could work, right?
We probably could get that. Yeah.
I just had an image of you in a straitjacket with a brioche in your mouth for some reason.
That sounded slightly saucy to me, Ben. Yeah.
Brioche is well sexy.
You heard it here.
Brioche is my kink.
Dear.
Anyway, so I've now poured myself a big beer.
Oh, Jesus, that's his big.
That is a lot of it.
Yeah. So.
Okay,
let's crack on, shall we?
We'll move forward. What's been in your week, Andy? Oh wow, that's a big gulp. Since we don't want to talk about Neil Breen, what's been in your week?
I've had 5 takeaways.
Yes, I want that KFC. See, every
guys,
time you say double down,
keep going back to fucking food. Jesus Christ.
But you kept saying double down, and every time you said double down, I think of KFC, and they brought out a new burger, and I am dying to try it, and Andy's had one.
It's difficult though, because like they give you the gravy to pour onto the burger, but then it's almost inedible because it would just like sock through the bun.
Sounds amazing.
So I didn't do that. I just sort of poured a little bit on each one.
Okay, is there anything else bar food that anything else that we've talked about food and quiz shows for the last couple of episodes. Do we have anything else? No?
Got a letter from the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay.
The Jehovah's Witnesses.
Used to get a lot of visits from Jehovah's Witnesses. They used to turn up, and because I thought I was a smart ass, I would try and have conversations with them. They wanted to convert me. I think they think I'm a lost cause, and I think I can convert them into nothing. So
what was the letter about?
Do you want me to read it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Live reading.
I genuinely haven't read this all the way through yet. I saw the word JW and was like, I'm out.
We apologise to all Jehovah's Witnesses.
Let me give you some backstory first, right? So they used to turn up. I live in this like a housing development sort of things, like a new build complex. And they used to turn up quite often, and there would always be a message on like our community Facebook group saying, "Oh, Jehovah's Witnesses are here, lock your doors." And I would open my door, ready to accept them in. And I'd always talk to them.
Sounds nice. I imagine it's not.
I imagine
you have like tea and biscuits waiting.
No, but like I imagine a lot of people tell them to fuck off immediately, whereas I just wanted to argue with them initially. But then they got a bit too friendly. So they would turn up making references to like my job and saying, "Well, you do computer stuff. This guy does computer stuff and he's a Jehovah's Witness." And I'm like, right.
That's definitely
what's
how
that got to do with
works.
anything? Yeah. They once turned up, gave me a book and said, "Well, you like science? Do you know how the brain works?" And I was like, Do you? No, but it's in the book. God made it. I'm like, "No."
That's not
Did he?
science.
Did he make it?
Don't you think it's weird how the brain named itself? Freaks
I
me
do.
out. If I think about it too much, it really freaks me out.
Oh, sorry, I was just watching Dan's reaction there. It was great. But they used to turn up quite a lot, and they would always ask me like questions like, well, why do you think this? And I'm like, because it's fucking obvious. Science, isn't it? It's like, this is just how stuff works. And whenever they would ask something that was awkward and I countered it with, you know, a piece of classic science, they would go, anyway, we've got to go now. We've got other people to see. And I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking win.
And did they come around often?
They used to come around, honestly, once a fortnight.
Jesus Christ.
For at least 18 months. For at least 18 months.
And still keep trying.
Still keep trying. Yeah. I don't like, I am very
Dedication.
much a lost cause. There was no way they were going to ever get anything out of it. Like, there are some quite noticeable things around me that would point that in that direction.
Oh.
I would open the door and have like metal blasting, and they would just stand on the doorstep listening to like some proper grotty stuff.
Respect the grind, though. Respect the grind.
Yeah.
Mm.
They once came round with a small child.
Here's an offering.
If you join us, we'll give
We'll
you
give you the
this child.
child.
Here is your sacrifice. So they once came around with a small
We've heard
child.
you listen to metal, so we thought you might like it.
Is that an Iron Maiden tattoo? Here you go. So they brought this child round, and they said, yeah, we're looking after him because his mum's not very well and she's having a kidney transplant. And I was like, really sorry to hear that, whatever. Hope she gets better. And then the second I shut the door, I remembered that they don't do
Yeah, I was just going to say.
like blood transfusions and stuff because
Transfusions
it's
and
not
stuff.
part of their body. So I was like, well, how the fuck has she just had a kidney transplant? Like, how
So
is
was
that
it true?
allowed?
Or are they...
So the next time
Not outing them.
They
as
came
fucking
round.
beautiful. Stop it.
the next time they came round without the kid, I asked them, and then they didn't come back for a few months. So I think I upset them.
Or did you
But I
ask them
haven't-
why she'd had, like, not like, oh, how is she doing after her transplant? Were you like, wait, I thought you weren't allowed to do that?
Oh no, I said, so how was her surgery and stuff? And they went, oh yeah, it went quite well. And I was like, good. Why did she have surgery? I thought it wasn't allowed. They went, well, she's technically not within the brotherhood or whatever it is. Anyway, so I haven't seen them at all this year until the other day where I got a handwritten letter. Here it is.
Ooh,
Genuinely handwritten. Had a stamp on it. That's a waste
nice
of 27p.
stationery?
It is quite nice stationery, yeah. It's got some nice flowers on the top.
Oh, it's got like a scalloped edge at the top.
Yeah.
It's
So
not, like, ripped
this
out
is
of a
the letter.
notepad.
Dear
This is the letter.
Metalhead.
This is the first time I'm reading it.
Oh.
So I'm expecting to stop and pause at points. It says, hello. Owing to current world conditions, we are writing to people locally to offer some comfort. As Jehovah's Witnesses, that was my first clue that it was from Jehovah's Witnesses. As Jehovah's Witnesses in your community, we would like to share some help and encouragement. JW.org is a free-to-use website. It has a massive selection of topics ranging from nature to questions about life. As a family, we have found some amazing articles and videos that we have found so enjoyable.
So have we.
So enjoyable.
We found
Yeah. You haven't watched Golden Balls, mate.
Yeah. Have you seen Meat Spin?
Lemon Party. Throwbacks.
When you when you have a moment free, feel free to take a look. It's well worth it. If you have any questions, please contact us on, and then they give me their mobile number and
Oh,
email address.
that's some trust
haven't-
there.
I haven't yet signed them up to anything, but I will.
Is this a 07 mobile number? Or is this like a land?
No, it's a mobile number. It's an 07 number.
Care to share it with me?
No.
No.
Not
You're not
here.
doxing poor
No.
Jehovah's
No, I'm
Witnesses,
not.
thank you.
No. I just
Thanks for reading and take care. That's how it closed.
No.
And
Well,
I
that's
thought,
kinda
I
nice.
initially thought that's really quite sweet, like that they've gone to the effort of sending me a letter. And then I thought, how do they get my fucking address?
because they visit.
So they must have had to go to like.
Well, because
Yeah,
they've been there.
Yeah.
They've
but-
been to your house.
I reckon they've gone to like Street View, worked out which house it was, and then had to send it from there. I'm like, that's fucking creepy.
Do you not think that they just sent it to everyone in your
area?
complex?
Yeah.
I 100% promise you they did not, because I've asked.
I think what they've done is
not everyone got one.
I think what's happened is if you've answered the door to them, even if you've talked to them for 5 minutes, they put you as a tick on your address and go, we got him by the, reel him in.
Yeah, we can get him.
Yeah.
They don't know me at all. That's never.
It's your fault. You shouldn't open the door. You shouldn't open the door.
And if they came to see you for like every 2 weeks for 18 months, that's how they've got your address.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. Like when
you're waking up in your bed,
So when my ex was living here,
there's one.
She used to quite often just shut the door in their face, and I would then go and open it and say, "I'm really sorry." She's like, "That's terrible, terribly rude." So I would go out of my way to go and talk to them. Purely for my own entertainment. So I've kind of brought it on myself.
Yeah.
But also, I've got no end to that sentence.
Fantastic. So maybe if Andy's not here next week, he's been kidnapped by Jehovah's Witnesses.
I've been indoctrinated.
And they've used him for kidney transplants.
Little Bobby Billy, or whatever his name is, the child, has also been kidnapped. If you've seen either one by next week, they might be on a milk carton somewhere. We're in the UK, we don't have that.
They used to turn up with an iPad and be like, "What's this video about stuff?" And I'm like, "Why?"
On your doorstep?
I don't. Yeah, so I'd be sitting out in the rain for 3 minutes watching a 3-minute video about fucking Jehovah.
Check this out. This guy falls
witnesses. Over. See, that would be fine.
Look, it's a dog wearing shoes.
If it was a dog wearing shoes, I'd be like, "I'm all in. Let me show you this." But no, it was like, "Let me read you this bit of scripture, and then we can break it down together." And I'm like, "I don't want to fucking do this. I break down enough shit as it is."
Do they not do things like, I don't know, I just feel like, couldn't they be doing like food banks and collecting stuff?
I don't know. I looked into it.
I don't know a lot about religion.
I'm fairly certain, and this might be slightly controversial, so I'll accept any feedback. I'm fairly certain it's like a pyramid scheme. I think there's different levels of like.
Are you calling it Scientology?
Jehovah Witness. No, I'm not quite saying Scientology. I'm saying more pyramid scheme.
Do not represent the views of the unusual suspects.
Well, I think you have to sign up a certain amount of people, and then you get to go to the next level where you don't have to knock on doors.
The next level.
I just think if they're visiting you like that much, if they're visiting you that much, they could be doing something useful than wasting their time on you.
Yeah, they could be.
Not that I'm saying you're a waste of time.
Oh no, I am, because I'm doing it purely for a laugh.
But yeah.
Wow.
I don't like Mormons. Mormons have to go and ring on doorbells and do the same thing, don't they?
Wasn't Prince
at least according to the Book of Mormon?
Oh.
Was he a Mormon?
Wasn't Prince? No, Prince. I think Prince might have been a Jehovah's Witness. I seem to remember hearing that he.
I don't think he was a Mormon. Yeah.
I think I had to do something similar, but a different category. I was Catholic when I.
Were you the child that was kidnapped?
And
dragged around people's houses.
Well, see what the vic is.
Depends
where you want to go with Catholic priests. I don't know where you're going, but yeah, nothing happened like that.
Stepping out.
That's not where I was going. But
I'm gonna go too far. I'm stepping out.
It's fine. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, everyone. There's been so much damage done to the Catholic fucking religion because of it. That's just like, oh. It's expected. I'm not Catholic anymore, by the way. I'm just I'm pointing out there.
There's so much damage done, but I'm nowhere near it. It's nothing to do with me.
Fuck it. I'm out of that fucking.
Do you not think they did it to themselves?
What do you mean?
Caused the damage themselves?
Pedophiles.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is it? But it's not like what I mean is you always it's expected that there's a pedophile joke in there every time you mention Catholic. It's just become that kind of way is what I mean. But my point was that I was a choir boy for the church, and then we used to go around with leaflets saying we're performing fucking Sunday night, big gig, drinks are £2.
Performing made me worried there.
Supported by the Jesus of Nazareth. They're good.
Jesus supported you?
No.
That doesn't seem to be the right way around.
It was just like we used to go around the local, because it was a small town when I was a choir boy, and you just put leaflets in going like, we're performing at the church like as a big fucking gig, and we're trying to get some fucking ticket sales or something. It's weird. But we never like stood in front of people and had a chat or showed like, oh, watch this video and stuff. But I guess,
you have your own merch?
If you consider a robe a merch, then yeah. Yes.
Could you buy one?
We got given one when we arrived. So like we had our own robes, and then we used to sing in the back, and then
in the back. To be fair, I've sung in many a church, so.
No. You were a choir girl as well, weren't you?
I was.
I've heard you sing. You got some pipes.
Give us a demo, Penny. Go on.
I sing on the podcast all the time. I told you I'm not your monkey.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking
I've sung in the Sydney Opera House, mate. I've also passed out in the Sydney Opera House. So
that's a better story. That's what I want to hear. You passed out at the Sydney Opera House. I don't care about you singing there.
No. I was in the South End Girls Choir when I was 15, 16, like maybe last 2 years of school, something like that. And we went to Australia for 3 weeks, and it was we sang in like random church halls and places. And we sang in the Sydney Opera House, but the Sydney Opera House also has there's the big room and then other rooms. So we sang in one of the other rooms. But I also had a phase when I was that age of passing out for no reason.
Okay.
That I just grew out of. And it got to the point where they would just you'd all be like lined up in rows, and they would put me on the end of the row because I'd got to the point where I knew it was going to happen. And they'd put me on the end, and then I could go off and sit down and come back.
Not like anxiety or stress or heat or
no, it was like I had like ECGs and like my blood pressure was fine. It was just like a weird
faint.
It's not uncommon at that age. Happens quite often.
And there was only a couple of times I full on passed out. We were rehearsing at a theatre up the road from me, and I passed out, but the stage is kind of slanted, and I don't really remember, but I kind of stumbled forward through everyone going, sorry, and someone grabbed me before I fell into the orchestra pit.
The pit.
Fuck, that would have been amazing.
But yeah, the Sydney Opera, I didn't like full on pass out in the Sydney Opera House, but it was pretty close. I just kind of nearly collapsed. So yeah, but that was my choir fucking hated me so much because I used to pass I used to just have to sit down and then I would pop back up in the next song, and they were not.
I thought you would have been trying to do unclean vocals to every other song.
No,
just
it was all
growling your way through it.
No, I do have quite a low voice though. I was in rock choir for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, and I was, believe it or not, guys, one of the youngest people there. Right. But my voice is quite low, so it was me singing with 2 ladies and 6 old men, and we had a great time. We went and sung at Abbey Road.
Sounds like a sitcom. 2 ladies and 6 old men coming soon.
Oh, I miss them. But you haven't sung. I sung. I don't have time. I don't have time to hang out with you in real life, let alone.
Yeah, it's true.
Old people that are retired and have lives.
I'm genuinely quite grateful for that.
Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, I've sung One Direction song and had it recorded in Abbey Road. So there you go.
And now she's here. Superstar Penny is here, recording a fucking shambles of a podcast.
See, normally when I sing on the podcast, you tell me off. So
because you're singing one fucking song and mostly is in the same rhythm as Scotty Doesn't Know, all the time. It's a different song, but it's in the same kind of
I've been singing songs to Brody in the tune of Jolene this week. Brody, it works very well. Brody.
In fairness, I've been doing the same to Marcy.
What, to Jolene?
Yeah.
Oh, Marceline, yeah, we had this conversation.
I found a weird advert.
Here we go. Back on track.
Very short. But it's it was in 1975 for a company called Love Baby. I'm just gonna play it, and you guys we'll discuss afterwards, I guess. But
There's one person nobody can resist, and that's a baby. So Love made Baby Soft with the innocent scent of a cuddly, clean baby that grew up very sexy, informing bath, body lotion, body powder, and body mist. So innocent it may well be the sexiest fragrance around. Love's Baby Soft, because innocence is sexier than you think. For your baby at Christmas.
Oh, God. The worst part about that was for your baby at Christmas. Pen's fucked off. She couldn't deal with it. Or she's gone to get it from her cupboard.
Yeah, it was like...
No, I just... No.
It's all right. Why is everyone freaking out today? God, I had the wife to fucking deal with. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
That was hard. Like, she was just like gumming on that, like, lolly.
Gumming.
Like, she wasn't eating it and she wasn't licking it. She was just like rubbing it on it.
Yeah, the words, she grew up from a baby to sexy or something, it says. Like, you grew up to something sexy. And I'm like, oh my God. It's weird, I know.
Innocence is sexier than you think.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
For your baby. No. What?
Yeah.
Why do you want to make your baby sexy?
I didn't know where that was going for a long time as well.
Yeah, no one did. It's very much frowned upon. In fact, it came out. I think it was immediately banned. I don't know.
Oh, good.
But 75, yeah. They did another advert that was kind of similar, but I think they both got banned in the end. But
good.
Yeah.
How does that get past? Like, you know, Neil Breen makes a weird movie. I'm not putting them in the same thing, but like that's his money, that's his decision. Yeah. Like that advert had to go through at least a couple of people before
different times.
They were like
70s, I guess.
Yeah.
Bro, seeing as they got banned, it obviously wasn't that different.
It was a while, I think, before. Like it was into the 80s, I think, before they said, "Hang on, this shouldn't have happened. Maybe we shouldn't have done that."
Did you just call my baby sexy?
Yeah, it's
weird.
It's a bit wrong, but yeah. Apparently, it's well known advert. And these, our strange adverts from like 2 or 3 episodes ago just made me remember, because I remember watching that going, "Oh yeah, that was a weird one, wasn't it?" Yeah, I'll bring it up.
It just made me really uncomfortable. I know that was. Ugh.
Does anyone want another strange story from Dan's childhood? We had Mafia one last time, Irish Mafia.
Oh yeah, what were the other ones?
Hang on, I've still got the list.
He still has the list. Wow. Okay.
Girl bike.
Oh yeah.
My first awkward love.
Well, wait. I nearly died in bracket when I was 8 years old. In brackets, girl bike. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Did we hear that one?
Nearly died. No,
we didn't hear that one. We just had
my first awkward love.
And Yu-Gi-Oh was the third one.
My Yu-Gi-Oh days, age 17.
Penno, what's your choice? I'll let you go.
I'm kind of drawn to the time you nearly died in brackets, girl bike.
Okay, is that what we're going for?
I'm going to take a stab at this before he talks. I reckon he was on a girl bike and he nearly went into a car.
Much more tragic than that.
He ran into a girl on a girl bike.
I have evidence to this day, but I can't really show you on screen, but I'll explain.
Did you get your ball bag caught in the spokes?
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Let me just yeah.
Oh, it's so obvious. Why didn't I think of that?
Banned YouTube straight away. Demonetized, done. Anyway, so the setup was I think I mentioned this in the past one. So I had a poor life, and then rich life came in, and then I moved to England and went back to poor. No, I went back to kind of middle class kind of thing, but poor life at the start. So when I was 8 years old, very
Back
poor.
to poor now, though.
Back to poor. Yeah, back to pour again. Yeah, that only means I'll go back to rich soon, but either way. So when I was 8 years old, we were living really terrible. Like I was living in Ireland.
You've got to stop laughing now, Andy. He's talking about being poor.
Really, like,
can't help it.
we had literally no money. There was weeks when we were spending like with no electricity, so we was like, oh, it's the non-electricity week. Legit, that was a fucking thing that happened in the house. So we were like, electricity's off for a week because couldn't pay the bills and stuff. So we only had one bike in the house, and that bike was my sister's, which was a girl's bike with a basket and what they called the stabilizers on them as well. You know, the ones.
Yeah.
That,
Oh, did it have ribbons on the handlebars?
yeah, the whole fucking thing pink.
Aww.
It was way too small for me. It was like I was 8 years old, I barely fit on it. Anyway, I used to use that bike all the time because that's all I had. I got made fun of, and then I didn't understand, but people used to point at me in cars and stuff, and I didn't understand why.
Oh, mate, that breaks my heart.
It's fine.
Also, I didn't know you had a sister.
Yeah, let's not talk about her. So we used to, I used to take this bike because my sister didn't used to use it, and she basically got it for Christmas, and she just abandoned it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll take it. So I went to go see my friends with the girl bike, and we end up going to this park, which is about 5 or 10 minutes away from where I lived at the time. And everyone in our estate, we lived in a really shitty, poor estate. Everyone there had literally, like, the kids had, like, their luxury was Pokemon cards at the time. I think that was like their luxury fucking item. Most kids it was anyways, but yeah. So I stroll up in my girl bike, and they're all in their normal bikes, and I'm obviously the cool kid of this group. And I had an argument with one of the guys because he said, you can't join us because you're not cool enough because you have a girl bike with you. This is a sad story when I think about it.
No.
So he's like the fucking leader of this group, and he's just like, you know, he's like fucking tiny as well. He's a little shithead. I wish I'd beat him up. Anyway, he's like, oh, you can't join us because your bike is uncool. You got to get a cool bike to join our group. So me and him have a tussle and a fumble, like a fight on the fucking like park. And I kind of like elbow him or punch him. I don't think I punch him really hard, but I punch him in the face that it hurts him and he starts to cry. I then run away, jump on my girl's bike. Right? Bearing in mind, it's too slow. It's got stabilizers. It's fucking small enough for me. I can barely get away from him really, really quickly. He grabs a stone from the ground, right? The stone, I'm not kidding you. Not kidding. It's this big. It's not a small one. It's a
rock.
It's about, I think it's about, 10 kilos, I would say. Not 10 kilos. You wouldn't be able to lift that. 5, 6, maybe 10 kilos, 5 or 6 kilos. And he chucks it at me as I'm trying to leg it on the bike, the girl's bike. And it hits.
Just do it like.
Yeah, just literally. It was literally like that. It was something out fucking like a clown would fucking do or something.
No more clowns.
And the stone flew into the air. I didn't see it because I'm cycling away, and all I feel is a stone landing on top of my head, and then I black out.
Shit.
And I wake up on the ground, and the boys that I was part of are nowhere because they obviously legged it. Went, oh shit,
Scramble.
we killed Dan.
They probably thought they murdered you.
I
Fucking
think they
hell.
legit thought they killed me, and they
Oh,
ran
please
away.
tell me you just like you made sure you laid really low so they thought you were dead for ages afterwards. That would have been great.
I can't remember to this day a lot of details.
Oh, no.
All I remember is, so I woke up and I was like legit, where am I? I'm 8 years old at this point. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like it didn't feel painful, weirdly, because I just got knocked out and it blacked me out so quickly that I didn't feel like this giant fucking rock hit my head. And I go to put my hand on my head and I pull my hand back and it's blood everywhere, like covered in my hand with this fucking orange. It's like orange blood as well. It's really weird. So I get on my
Brain
bike.
fluid.
I get on my bike. That's now girl's bike. That's now covered in blood. cycling back home. By the way, those same people that pointed out to me in their cars that I was on a girl bike, they're now pointing at me going, that kid is on a girl's bike and he's bleeding from the head. And there's like a blood trial on the road as I'm trying to get away.
Yeah.
It's mental. So I run home, and basically to this day, if I shaved my head off, you would see it. I have a permanent scar on my head all the way down here. And basically my head cracked open. They had to stitch it up. They had to shave the hair to get to the stitches and all that kind of. I had to be bald for like a while. They said if it was in a different position, you would have been dead, like legit. If it hit somewhere like in the temple or anywhere here,
the soft part of your
it hit the very top of it, and if it hit anywhere else, there's a very good chance you wouldn't have woke up, or you at least be unconscious there. And
fucking hell.
There you go, everyone.
And also, I'm glad you're alive, right? But also, imagine being like 8-year-old kids and you're like, I fucking accidentally murdered a kid.
Welcome to Ireland.
Like, that's
kids just killing kids.
That's less fun than I was expecting.
I mean, the girl.
I thought you'd be happy because you were like, hey, but I'm not dead.
No,
what's wrong?
Not well. I could have died.
There is a happy ending to it. So, like when that happened,
the kid got arrested and sent to jail.
No, nothing happened to him, but he immediately had to go to apologize. Like, he didn't go to jail, but his mum found out, and he went to the same school as me. So when I left, one day when I left school, his mum is like standing outside with her boy, and she's like, I can't remember his name, something or other, has something to say to you, and he's like staring at the ground, going, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Dan. I didn't mean to do it. And he's crying, and I'm like,
almost kill you.
Yeah, that's right. I'm fucking Terminator. You can't kill me. Yeah. So, and I got a new bike because of what happened, because they felt bad for me.
Oh, nice.
My escape route was really shit.
Did they buy you a bike?
Yeah, because
his family did.
No.
His family bought you a bike.
No, my family eventually was like, you might as well have a bike because you could have got away if you had a good bike. That was legit.
Man, that's a result.
Explanation. But yeah, that was the closest. When did you all come close to die? Why don't we start? That's a good decision.
Oh, I told this.
Is the popsicle? Oh, week. Fish fingers. Yeah. Fuck, forgot about that. Penny? You don't want to say, do you?
I don't think I have one.
No?
I don't think I've ever nearly died.
You've never come.
We can organise one if you want.
Wow.
What'd you say, Andy?
We can organise one.
I don't want to be waterboarded, thanks. Although I thought of you this week. I was listening to last podcast on the left, and they were talking about how they used to torture. They would put like hot sauce, like really hot sauce in, or something in like seltzer water, and then squirt it up their noses, and it was like a spicy waterboard. It made me think of you.
I think with context, because sometimes people may watch episodes without watching the other ones. Andy likes to be waterboarded. You heard that correctly.
Well, he wants to try it. He doesn't like it. He's just curious.
I've never been waterboarded, but I have got a morbid curiosity to be waterboarded.
I don't think I've ever nearly. I think I'm.
You never got hit by a car or anything?
No, I've only ever broken 2 bones, and one was last year. I broke my collarbone at a festival last year, and before that,
you were shit-faced running around with a camera, weren't you?
I mean, shit-faced is
a generous term.
I was a little bit drunk, and I was running back to the press tent, and a man and I collided, and I broke the end of my. You can't see that. The end of my collarbone.
Luckily, you were able to self-medicate for the rest of the weekend.
Well, I went to the first aid tent, and they were like, can you do this and stuff? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, it's not broken. So that was the Thursday. I had it in a sling all weekend. I went to work on Monday. My boss sent me home. I went to the hospital, and they were like, yeah, it's broken. Oops.
I mean, in fairness, it was such a baller move. I remember when you told me you broke it, I was like, weren't you like still fucking around for 5 days after it happened?
Yeah, like
making it worse.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like I was shooting at this festival, so normally, you know, camera and the stage is higher and I'm short, so you do that. And I had to, because it was like the end of like my shoulder, I had it in a sling like all the time, and then when I was shooting, I took it out of the sling. and I was just clamping my shoulder, like on my arm, to my side, and then doing this to shoot so that it wouldn't hurt. But it didn't, like, seeing as how so the only other thing I ever broke was my little toe when I was like 10 or 11.
The most useless of all toes.
Does that count?
No.
That's it. I went to like a soft play place and some fat kid trod on it and broke it. So that's the
So, hang on, sorry. You were 10 or 11 and went to a soft play place. Aren't they even normally for toddlers?
No, there's like there's a cool one.
kids?
No, there's a cool one in Southend
All
that you can
ages.
go to with like, yeah, and it's got ball pits and like a drop slide and jelly mountain. Everyone in
I've seen 40-year-olds
Southend.
in there.
Kids Kingdom
Fairness.
represent.
There's one in Portsmouth where you can, I think one Friday a month, you can go and get shit-faced and fuck around in a giant
Yeah,
player.
exactly.
Yeah, doesn't sound fun.
Yeah,
though.
and this fat kid trod on it and broke it and it turned black. So that's the only other thing I've ever broken. So I've always been really scared to break something because it sounds like it would really hurt. But I guess the booze and where I broke it because it was right. Yeah, the booze, and because it was more my shoulder than my collar. Because apparently, if you break your collarbone like in the middle, it's fucking unbearable.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can do, and it moves all the time. But because I was lucky, and it was almost like I just chipped the end of my shoulder.
Like, I've heard stories and seen videos from that weekend where you broke it, so I am absolutely sure that you were totally fine.
Yeah, like I really, like I'm the first person to be like, no, this is. I remember getting back to the tent, and they'd given me an ice pack that you had to like pop to make it work. And I got back to the tent, and I was on my own, and my airbed hadn't. We hadn't done it up properly, so it deflated. And I got back to the tent, and luckily our friend Gemma was there, and she was in her tent, and she had the air pump, so she heard me trying to get in my tent. She helped me blow up the airbed, but like you don't realize how much you lean on that arm, like when you don't use. So I'm trying to get in the tent. I just remember being in the tent on this like half inflated airbed, trying to pop this thing, find some paracetamol, and being drunk and just crying. Not just because it really hurt, but I was like, I can't do it. I also sneezed and made everyone laugh.
Meanwhile, Dan, I'm running the whole website because they've all fucked off to get pissed up for a weekend.
I got stuck in my tent because I was on the airbed, and I went to put my arm down to push myself up, and I couldn't, and I was leaning on this
You are the
arm.
shambles of this fucking podcast.
Yeah, and then I'm in the tent and I sneeze, but yeah, and I just went, achoo, fuck! Like,
you sound like a Carry On film or something. It just sounds like Penny goes on to a festival, and then it's just like getting into all sorts of shenanigans.
I don't usually like touch wood. That was.
Ow, my finger.
When we went camping, you were totally fine. You didn't hurt yourself at all. Everyone else got hurt apart from you, I think.
Yeah. It was quite useful though, because everyone else like packed my tent up and carried my shit for me. Glenn carried my camera bag quite a lot, which is very nice of him because it's heavy.
He's a good egg. Is old Glenn? Yeah. Hi, Glenn.
I like to go to. I did this last time when I was at. God, I miss festivals. When I was at 2000 Trees and the silent disco was on. One of my favourite pastimes is to not wear the headphones and just go to the silent disco and just watch everyone. Something really entertaining about people going, and
especially if they're with someone else that's listening to something else.
Yeah, because there's different stations. You can switch.
Yeah, that's where I broke my collarbone, was at 2000 Trees.
I reckon you were both there not that year, because I don't think you went last year, Dan, but the year before.
I went 4 years ago.
Oh, no. I almost broke my finger at a Glassjaw gig, but it wasn't quite broken. But that's the only other almost break that I've had.
I've never broken a bone.
Really? Never?
Yeah.
Sprained it?
Never.
Sprained it? Really?
Nope.
Nothing? Nope. You lucky motherfucker. No. Jesus Christ.
I'm terrified in the winter. Like I don't know if you can see this, my wrists are really small. Like they're tiny, and I'm worried like I'm gonna fall over in the snow and do that, and they're just both gonna like fucking
like a cat
snap. Yeah.
Like a cat? What? When do you ever see cats break their ankles?
The small. No, I meant the small paws, like when they go in the snow,
like little,
like dinosaurs.
like dinosaurs.
I don't know where I'm going.
What?
I was with you until dinosaurs.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
He doesn't know.
I like where it's going,
Don't shame me.
but
No, like what's the dinosaur? I'm literally
Looks
using.
like a cat.
No,
are you thinking like a T-Rex?
yeah, sort of. You know how he's small
That's
hands.
That's
Yeah.
like got arms like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. There's small hands. That's
Did
why
you
I
just
Full
put them in your
sleeves.
shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's fine.
Maybe that beer was slightly too big.
Yeah, Andy's gonna
And
get
it's gone.
shit faced in the last 10 minutes of this. You'd never know what could happen in the next 10 minutes.
Oh, that beer's gone. It's already finished.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll kick in a minute. Start throwing shit around.
No, and then he'll just stop talking. He'll just go all quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't have any. We don't have any. Has anyone done
Been
like
working?
Christmas shopping and shit like that? Yeah. Good. You're the
I've-
only ones
I've
I
been
know who
given-
haven't done it.
I've been given lists of things to get people. Like, to be fair, I've only got 4 people to buy for. And Jenny is sorting out the parents, and then I'm giving her the money because she likes
Perfect.
Christmas shopping. So
Does she want to do my Christmas shopping as well? I'll be nice to her next week.
she might. She fucking loves Christmas shopping.
I don't think Christmas shopping is
That's
going to be
Christmas.
actually busy because of everything's going on. Like, I honestly think it would be like,
Just get it all online.
well,
Yeah, I've been doing that for years.
yeah, but it would be like if people. I mean, actually, no. I'm saying that people are.
It's almost Black Friday, isn't it? As well.
Well, by the time this goes
The
out,
sausage pen.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
sausage. Don't
sorry.
tell them.
yeah.
Hey, Black Friday was great. Did everyone get a cheap TV?
Yeah, everyone died. So
Fucking hell.
I don't know.
I don't know what day it is, let alone when we're in the future.
It's 2020. Anything can fucking happen. I don't know.
Sunday, bloody Sunday.
Sunday, bloody Sunday.
Hey, it's
Sail on
wrong.
now. Sunday, bloody Sunday. But yeah, I honestly, well, I don't know. We will obviously see, but I think it's just going to be like, if you did go into town in December, I think it would be quite like a normal day of shopping rather than. It's
Not if you went to
busy.
Lakeside. Lakeside will be rammed again when it
I mean,
opens.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know when the last time I went physically shopping was.
yeah, me neither. I just think it would be like people who obviously are sick of wearing the mask will go because they want to live their life as normal and blah, blah, blah. And then
Oh, I saw a woman not wearing one in Sainsbury's this morning. I wanted to lamp her.
here we go. That's how far
Tell
that
me
story
more.
go.
I'm excited.
I was getting a sandwich before I went to work this morning, and there's big signs everywhere being like, please wear a face covering. And she wasn't, and she looked like a dickhead. And I wanted to punch her. That's the story.
Why didn't you?
I was late for work.
Mm.
I mean, I was on time for work. This is in the future now, so it doesn't matter.
Evidence.
They'll never know what day you recorded this. They'll just go, well, she's been late every day, so it could have been.
Not I think I got there like 3 minutes late, but it is a 40-minute trip. So
3 minutes late doesn't count as late.
no. I think I
Unless
was
you're
running
turning
late
up
and then
like-
I drove quicker. So I wasn't late.
Yeah, unless you turn up like an hour late.
Oh, no.
No one would do that.
Been exciting working for the first time in 6 months.
I'm jealous.
Good for you. I could do with a week off.
You just had one.
Yeah, but I'm still fucking working all year. Dan's had the year off.
That's true.
Well, for
Let's move on.
maybe another
Let's move on
episode.
quickly.
Maybe another episode. We'll get into it. Yeah, I don't have much else to say.
That's why I've sent you no videos this week, because
Yeah,
all I've been doing is watching Friends. And making
surprise,
advent
guys!
calendars.
I don't plan any of this stuff. I just whatever comes to my head comes to my head. I just was like, if there's anything you guys like, or have anything you want to share, sausage. Sorry, I keep going sausage, but like.
Oh, it's,
The thing about it is, and I like being honest on this thing because we get to be, we're very,
Campbell's.
yeah, no, besides shambles, we're very honest, I think, when it comes to both the podcast and this. So when I say the words, battery low because my headphones are when I say the words, it takes a while for us to get into the groove of doing stuff. Like, especially on here, it was the same thing when we did the podcast, because we're like, okay, we hit record, let's talk about.
You guys didn't miss anything with that first missing episode. That was fucking terrible. The first one we put out was good. The first one that didn't work was awful.
I can't remember what you were going to talk about, but I do remember going off on Woody for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was quite good.
Yeah,
but it's not as good as.
My point is that it usually if we're talking about, we normally do talk about the shit we talk about on here, except we're very much aware that there's a record button now, and it's very different.
Yeah.
And I think honestly that kind of does like put us off. Like, oh, should we not say these things? Because sometimes we could say things that are too, maybe to us they're fine, but to anyone else we could offend, and it's a little bit more difficult than we initially thought. We were like, this is a great idea. Let's record our conversations that we have. But it's like, bear with us. Eventually, we'll get back to gold like ducks in hotels.
Eventually, we'll get pissed enough to not care.
Here's the thing, right? The second we stop recording, and this happens every single week, the second we stop recording, there's fucking dynamite that we miss out on.
Yeah, it's self-aware because we're now, there's other people watching, you know? So it's like, it's for everything, I guess, but, you know.
I purely
we have to
no
find
one gives a
stuff.
shit about us anyway, so.
Yeah. But it's like I've literally been like making advent calendars since last week, like putting them together. So I haven't been on my phone until I get home. Like I haven't seen anything to send you. So it's the fact that sometimes you're like, what shall we talk about? We've got to find something to talk about. It's slightly less
we're quite
organic
burnt out
in that sense.
because when we record these, we record right after the podcast. So we're already kind of burnt out from talking anyway. So it's just like, okay, let's talk about shit for another hour. Let's see what.
We started talking about vagina candles.
Andy?
Sorry, Pen, we were talking about vagina candles. You carry on, pal.
No, I'm good.
Is this where I'm going to start talking and you're going to interject again?
No, because I said I'd stop doing that on purpose.
Also, on top of that, before Andy goes in and fucking interrupts me again, this is the first time you guys are on camera, right? In the YouTube world.
All right, yeah.
Except Andy's multi-award-winning The Box film, which is probably seen worldwide. And
apart
from Penny's Feet and the documentary that I filmed with you, Dan, a year ago, which still isn't out.
So it's not on YouTube, so it doesn't count.
It's coming. Shh. Have to sign release.
Yeah, my feet are on YouTube.
Sorry, what?
My feet are on YouTube. That sounds
We
weird,
have
doesn't
discussed the weird. Your feet are on YouTube.
Yeah,
yes.
I think that's it. I feel like I've been in a music video, but I don't know if that like a different one. I don't know if that's.
Well, do you guys feel more okay from me? Because my answer is obviously I'm used to this shit. But do you guys feel more self-aware when you're on camera then?
I mean, the fact that I oiled my beard probably says more.
And changed your clothes.
You did get changed.
I mean, barely. I just put on a different black t-shirt and a shirt on top. I know. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'm really aware of how annoying
I still look like a fucking slob. So
no. I'm very aware of this background and how annoying it is. Sorry, everyone. Maybe I'll buy a green screen and it won't be annoying.
Yeah, fucking cheapskate.
But for right now, you have to. It's the first job I've had in 8 months. Stop it.
Been working all week.
Yeah.
Off.
You also, Andy can say that. You can fuck off, mate.
Yeah. No, I'm honestly. I'm honestly curious to know with people, especially if they're like starting to. I know it was my fucking idea to fucking bring you onto YouTube and just like, oh, we should do it, it'd be funny. But like, you've taken it both well, I guess, so far.
So I said normally
until you interrupt each other at the same fucking time.
That's. I can't help it. We both have something to say at the same time.
Go.
Anyway, while he's not here. But when we're talking on WhatsApp, sometimes we'll have been talking for like half hour or whatever already. Mm-hmm. And then we'll find something to like. We'll talk about nothing, and then we'll find something to talk about because this is like a set time. You know, like it doesn't.
stuff coming
know what
into
I mean?
your
Like,
head.
stuff doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Exactly. So because we've had to find stuff.
Yeah, and I think we could. Our initial thing was like, let's talk about everything else bar the movies, and our kind of common ground is movies. So when we're not talking about that, it's difficult. Even though we do talk about outside of the podcast and the WhatsApp and all that, we do talk about various things. Someone did mention to me, like, even though my cat is literally fucking destroying my living room, even though you may
I thought you
find...
were going to say he's fucking the bear.
No, not yet.
I thought that as well.
Even though you may find... I don't know who I found this from, but the conversations you may think are interesting may not interesting to other people, like butter or anything regards to anything else.
No one's going to want that.
But I think because we have the other thing, which is the movie podcast, people can see where we could be in terms of our flow. Basically, what I'm trying to say, our flow got better if you listen to the first couple. If you listen to the first couple podcasts and listen to the latest one, our flow is like fucking night and day in terms of coming up with things to say and saying stuff and all that kind of stuff. But it's more of a case of maybe I had someone maybe criticize the first episode. I'm not going to say any names. Maybe.
That's
but
all right,
all
so
I'm going
did
to
I.
say is that the flow will keep coming. If you keep coming back to watch, the flow will be there. So it just takes...
Will they have watched this by now, though? Because if they criticize episode 1, are they on episode 6?
Well, this is
Then
6 by now, so if it isn't fucking entertaining now, then fuck off. Yes, Andy.
We had some gold with golden balls, in fairness, and the ducks were pretty good.
Yes, but that's my point. Is that to me, you and Penny, we love that shit. And I know to other people, it's like, you're watching quiz shows. Ugh. But like, we find the simplest form of entertainment is sometimes the best. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think we've got good enough chemistry between the three of us to sort of bounce things around. And like, I was apprehensive about YouTube stuff because I am still working, so it's still very much like I'm conscious about that.
Yeah.
Because if this gets picked up by work, there's potential for me to get some sort of conversation. Anyway, but I remember saying that to Penn. Hi, Tom.
My turn.
Yeah, I remember saying to Penn, like, initially, like, I was apprehensive about it, but I think generally we've got enough chemistry to sort of bounce between it, so it's not a big issue. Also, I just like talking shit.
That's fine, fair enough. Penn?
Yeah.
Since like, if you like bring in the duck thing to the table, if you hadn't have been so confused by it, we wouldn't have reacted the way we did, and it wouldn't have been as long or as funny. So like, I sent Dan some, I mean, it was old news, but like, I can send Dan some videos or there'll be some videos and they'll be like, that's not funny, I'm not interested, or they've got no... It happens in the movie podcast too. Like, I thought I would get a completely different reaction to Internet Ghost, which then turned out to be fine. But sometimes I'll be telling you about a movie and I'm thinking you're going to go, ah, or something, and you don't. And I'm like, ah, fuck. So It's the same with this. Like, I could bring the best video to the table and you'd be like, that's really dumb, I don't care.
I think it's all about tempering expectations within each other as well as like an audience.
Oh, I thought you meant the audience, like, have no expectations.
If they have low expectations of us, that's good, because I have low expectations of them. So, you know,
I think as well as that is that I didn't know the duck thing would become a duck thing. I thought I was just going to mention it for 5 minutes and that would be it. You can't plan these things, is the point. Is like, you could bring something up, whether it's going to hit or miss with people, including the two next to me or the audience, we don't know. But we're going to bring it up anyway. And, you know, we maybe in time we'll get like into that flow a little bit better. But if you like it, and I'm talking bollocks here, and you don't know what the issue is or what I'm bringing up, then just mute me or something. But I'm just saying, for people who may think like, oh, all you talk about is Noel Edmonds and I'm trying to think what else.
Noel Edmonds dick.
Yeah, we do. And fine, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Then just move on to something else. Let's just listen to
like and subscribe.
If you just want to listen to the movie one, listen to the movie one. If you want to listen just this one, listen to this one. It's absolutely... You don't have to listen to both. It's fine. Just some feedback I got that I'm just directly responding to. That's all. Right to reply live on video.
I think you should definitely call him out.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I'm desperate to hear it.
Anyway, that has been episode 6. Wow, that ended weird. On After Dark. My name is Dan. We'll be back next week. We're nearly at Christmas. Maybe we'll get... We're probably not going to get more Christmassy, so if you're expecting Christmas stuff...
No, fuck that.
If you want Christmas stuff, it's on the podcast. I can't deal with 4 hours of Christmas shit.
I've decided I'm not putting a tree up this year.
Oh, controversial.
It's not controversial. I'm just not fucking doing it. It's my house. For the first time in a few years, I'm not fucking doing it.
That's fine. No one's making you. It's fine. All right. Let's debate it next episode. Thank you very much.
If the cat wants a tree, she can fuck off.
Oh.
Thank you for watching.
Oh, mercy.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that shenanigans. Ring the bell. I'm typical YouTuber.
Don't like it.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye now.
Bye.